Welcome back. We are now joined by Sports Information Director Clark Teuscher. As always, Clark, thanks for joining us.
Good to be back.
So the men's track and field team remains #1 in the coaches' poll with a third-place finish at the Squig Invitational.
Yeah, they didn't send the whole roster up to there. None of the pole vaulters competed. A couple of the field event guys were left back. So the score isn't necessarily indicative of the performances in the meet. For a shorthanded team against several of the top teams in Division III, quite a nice showing despite what appears to be a subpar finish.
Yeah, they really were going up against the best of the best. Do you think that sort of let them know where they stand going into upcoming conference and nationals?
Well, that's something that they've always done, throughout the 3 seasons that they compete in during the year, is getting into those situations where you have championship level competition, people you're going to see later in the season at nationals. So certainly from a competition standpoint, making sure that everybody gets into a scenario where they really have to compete at their best to succeed. It definitely helps down the road. And
let's add another Cardinal to the Runner of the Week honors as Dan Benton gets his second one in a row as he clocks the second fastest time in NCAA this year in the 400-meter dash.
Well, he's said, more of the same from him. He's been leading a group of very talented 400-meter runners indoors. We've got 4 guys in the top 15, and he's been at the front of that. And he's also been a big part of the relays, helping them. They've got the fastest relay, 4x4 relay in the country right now. So, more of the same from a guy who's been doing it for quite a while for North Central.
And he's got to have a little extra motivation, as we were talking about before. Dan Benton isn't eligible to run in outdoors, but so this is sort of his last hurrah for the track and field team.
Yeah, based on, his junior college did not sponsor indoor track, so he has some additional eligibility remaining, has chosen to use that, and it's certainly been a big boost to the team that he's chosen to do that this year.
And moving on to the women's track and field, they moved to 17th in the rankings, but they have another big home meet coming up this weekend.
Yeah, the Chicagoland Indoor Championships are this weekend. It's 30 or so schools from around the area. It's going to be a lot of competition, a lot of good competition at Alcarius track this weekend. They'll get a chance to really kind of test themselves and see where they are once again, and should be pretty favorably in a lot of the events.
And the North Cenrtal Cardinals really seem to be comfortable on that track. It's been really a fast track for them this season, hasn't it?
Well, it is a very fast track, and teams like to come and run on it, which is why we tend to have to restrict the field sizes and not make those meets truly open meets. And it's actually the women this past weekend was the only time that they will travel at all in the indoor season before the national championship. So they've got a good facility there. They're committed to using it, and it's definitely paying dividends for them in terms of their national qualifiers.
And it's got to benefit the Cardinals, running on the track that you actually warm up and practice on.
Well, everybody's tougher at home. We all know that, and certainly it's been a real benefit to them to be able to compete that often at home.
The men's wrestling team is, coming up on the postseason, and Andrew Zobak has really seemed to hit his stride lately.
Yeah, Andrew posted a big win in the dual meet against Chicago last weekend. He was the conference wrestler of the week for the second straight time. He's a guy who's really reaping the benefits of all of his hard work over the past 4 years. He's supremely conditioned, well schooled in a lot of different. He can attack in a lot of different ways. So certainly appears to be at his best heading into the postseason.
And another guy to look out for in the postseason is Nathan Fitzenrider. How's he healing up after that medical fall at Wheaton?
He seems to be okay. They held him out of the meet last week with the conference championships coming up on Thursday. So just to make sure he was completely healthy. If it had been a championship meet, he probably could have wrestled, but no reason to take a chance at that point.
He's really shooting for that national championship, it seems like.
Yeah, you really have to prioritize in a situation like that, and the coaches, I'm sure Nathan would have liked to have been out there wrestling, but the coaches have to step in and be the ones to make the discretionary calls there, and I think it's going to benefit them down the road.
Well, Clark, as always, thanks for coming by and sharing your expertise with us.
Thank you.
Don't go anywhere, because the Cardinal Report will be right back.
Hunger is a problem in our community.
I've got an idea.
But we can help by raising awareness and working together with friends and neighbors. We can make a difference. Your donations of food, money, or time will help end hunger in our community.
Be a part of it.
We're a part of it! I'm a part of it.
To be a part of it, contact Loaves and Fishes Community Food Pantry.
There's a reason sports mean so much to so many people. They teach us about teamwork, overcoming adversity, and create a family-like community. The North Cenrtal College family faced a tragedy this past weekend that left all Cardinals in shock as one of its members lost his life. The Cardinal Report takes a look at how the Cardinals came together to remember the life of Sean Wild. When students, faculty, and alumni of North Cenrtal College awoke Saturday morning this past weekend, none of them expected to hear the news that was circulating on campus. The night before at a downtown establishment, a tragic incident occurred that left former football player and 2011 graduate Sean Wild fatally injured. The news spread quickly throughout social networking sites and left many searching for answers. But even in such a dark hour, every Cardinal showed they truly fly together. That night, the campus held a vigil. With the Wild family in attendance, Sean's former teammates and coaches spoke words of remembrance in his honor.
It's been a matter of hours, and this is not even his actual home. This is his second home. He's from Milwaukee, and all of us are here right now. It's pretty unbelievable. Says an unbelievable thing about him and the type of person he was, all the people he was able to influence.
I know you guys lost a son, but I promise that you guys just gain an entire campus, a family that is going to back you up.
While I was a coach, I was able just to tell Sean, this is what I got to get done today. And he would take those youngsters and he would be able to get it done for me.
After Sean graduated, he took his leadership skills from the football field to the classroom. He began teaching the next generation of students at Springbrook Elementary School in Naperville. Sean chose to go into teaching because of the positive influence he experienced from male teachers he had at a young age. When classes resumed Monday at North Cenrtal, the flags on campus flew at half-mast to pay tribute to a lost Cardinal. Sean Wild was a teammate, friend, teacher, brother, and son. On behalf of everyone at the Cardinal Report and Naperville Community Television, our thoughts go out to the Wild family and the entire North Cenrtal College community. And while fans will continue to cheer on the Cardinals to victory, it's the moments we share after the final whistle blows that are what truly matter. I'm Marc Dahlquist. See you next week.